YouTube, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing a low taper with the beard. First and foremost guys, go ahead and grab your magic clip, zero gapped. I have mine modified, and we're going to go ahead and set our first guideline from the corner of his hairline, dip it down towards the top of his ear. It's about a finger's length of thickness. We're going to go ahead and remove the bulk. After we remove the bulk, we're going to open up the lever of our machine and create another guideline into the beard. That's a finger's length of thickness too. Next, we're going to close the lever and hit that top portion of the beard, and we're going to keep opening up the lever as we go into the beard to blend it in. So then we can go ahead and grab our Andis foil shaver and hit it in that zone right there. If you guys hit it in that zone and with a slight touch, don't put so much pressure. It's going to allow you to connect your taper into the beard. It's going to give it that nice crispy finish in the end. Go ahead and grab your zero gap trimmer to hit that spot that you hit with the shaver so you can create that transition. Also flip it upside down. It's a lot sharper, just to give it that extra blurry effect. I'm just flicking out. So the next step now is to grab our one guard and just create a guideline that's about 2 fingers thick and flick out. It's gonna be like a C-shaped guideline because we want to give it that burst effect. And you see me using the corners of my clippers. And we're gonna do the same thing on the beard. So this allows us to go faster because we only put in the guard and then we go from the taper into the beard. So now we're gonna close the lever and we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the beard before. So now we're gonna split our guideline in half with no guards with the lever open. So it's gonna give us 2 guidelines to form the foundation of our low taper. So we're not going to have that much room to work with. So you have to make sure that you're using the corners of your clippers to give you the best chances that just maintaining that foundation of your taper is really important. So the way we're going to blend out this line, the lever method is middle open closed. So we're going to put our lever straight in the middle, and then we're going to hit the guideline in the middle, and we're gonna go up a little bit higher as we open the lever. So make sure you guys use the corners only because we have a little bit of room to work with. Once you guys finish opening up the lever and hit everything again, close the lever, and then we're gonna hit the beginning of the guideline. After you do that, we're gonna grab our one guard, we're gonna close the lever, and then we're gonna put it in the middle, then we're gonna open it. So we're gonna use 2 different lever methods because I just like switching things up. You guys can do whichever lever method you guys want, but this is what works for me, guys. So just go ahead and do whatever feels more comfortable for you guys. And after this step right here, we're gonna grab our 0.5 guard and we're gonna do the closed middle open. So like I've been telling you guys have to use the corners of your clippers. So go slightly higher as you open, slightly higher as you open. Keep doing those steps until your taper blends out, because on the next step, it's just going to be all about flicking out and just creating shape of the taper. So right here we have the 4 guard, we're flicking out, creating shape into the 3 guard, doing the same thing but a little bit lower. Then we grab our 2 guard and open up the lever and do the same thing. We're just creating that shape of the taper. So then we can go ahead and come in with our 1.5 guard and finish up our taper work. We're going to start with our lever closed, use the corners of our clippers. As we go higher and higher, keep opening up the lever little by little, but give yourself at least a finger's of length of thickness to work with, because I know it can be confusing sometimes with YouTube videos and tutorials because you don't know how high to go, or you're not there with me personally to actually see how high I'm going. I usually, per guard, I give myself about either a finger or half a finger of room to work with, depending on the guard. The 0.5 guard is a guard that I give myself the least room to work with. So right here we're gonna go in with our Babyliss Gold FX trimmers that are zero gapped, and we're gonna go ahead and just line up the beard. Just crisp beard work, comb the beard out, and just let your machine do all the work. this is probably the most important part of your back taper right here, is just setting it up for success. You know, you want to make sure it's clean, nice and crisp in the back, and all natural. You don't want to take the sides of your back taper deep into the client, because it's going to grow out and it's not going to look presentable after a week. So make sure you guys keep it nice and natural, and you guys go in the direction of the hair growth. If the hair is growing in the right direction, just flip your machine and just keep flowing it back in that direction. You don't want to go in the opposite direction, because that's how you mess up. But like always guys, it's all about putting in the reps in. You know, you're only going to get better when you put in the reps and you just practice over time. Your hand-eye coordination with the machine will get better. So don't worry if you mess up or you do take it a little bit further than you're supposed to. It happens to everybody. Just keep practicing and use the corners of your machine and let your machine do all the work. You don't got to put too much pressure into the machine. If you guys just, you know, make your work more clean and organized, it'll make your job a lot easier, because as when we begin to cut hair, we're usually kind of messy and we have a bunch of hair flowing around. So it's best if you just keep your things nice and clean. You know, you'll be able to see your work a lot more. It's a lot smoother. So we're gonna make a 2-finger thick guideline with our 0 gap trimmers and just kind of flick out. You know, I'm using the corners of my clippers so it can set me up for the next step, which is going to be using my Andis foil shaver, so we can create that nice bald transition. So we can go in with our magic clip, open up the lever, and like you guys already know, create a guideline that's a finger thick. So this is what I was talking about earlier. The 0.5 guard is the most important step, but you have to use the least amount of room in this step. You know, close your lever and baby tap that line you guys see right there, and then we're gonna go up a little bit higher, and we're just gonna do that. You know, a good tip is that, you know, you have to just maneuver around his hair growth. You know, his hair growth on the left side of the taper, it grows in a different direction versus on the right side. So you have to make sure that you can adjust, especially when you're using this 0.5 guard, because the blend is going to come to life with this. You know, this can make or break your taper. You guys can see that it's already blending out, and I have my machine angled so it can hit it against the grain of the hair growth right here. You guys will see it come to life, so just make sure you guys repeat those steps, guys. So after those steps, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a quick little gem. You know, I grab and I put my Babyliss Gold FX as not 0 gapped, and I go ahead and put my 1 guard with the lever open, and I'm just kind of flicking out towards that little dent spot right there. You know, it's gonna ease off the workload so I can put on my 1.5 guard, and this is gonna be the last step. You know, I just left it for the 1.5 guard because I do struggle with that guard. So I just want to make sure that everything's just set up for me to succeed in this last step. As you guys can see how blurry it's coming out, you know, everything's coming together. The taper just looks nice and natural. You know, there's no paint. I didn't put enhancements in the back. Everything's clean. So just do those steps, close the lever, open it, and keep opening as you go higher into the taper, like we've been doing for the whole taper, for the whole tutorial. Everything applies. It's the same techniques. You know, you just keep rinsing and repeating and just get creative. So right here we're gonna get into the lineup, and we're just gonna finish up the lineup and add a little bit of enhancements on the beard just to finish up this taper. This is the before, guys. This is the after all the detailing tips, after all the gems. This is the end result. A low taper blended into the beard. Nice crisp lineup too. The back taper is nice and natural, nice and crisp. You know, shout out to my man Cub. He came after a 12-hour shift. He sat there, he was falling asleep, but he still made it through. You got a fresh low taper, guys. Let me know down below if you guys like the education. Thank you guys for tuning in one more time. Peace.